Throughout history, few empires have left a mark quite like the Ottomans. At their height, they ruled vast lands across Europe, Asia and the Middle East, and for over 600 years. But what made them so successful when their counterparts, the Safavids and Mughals, rose and fell in a fraction of the time? Today we're diving into a key reason behind their extraordinary longevity. It's a practice both brutal and brilliant, and it starts before a prince is even born. Welcome to Interesting Tidbits. Let's talk about the Ottoman Empire's deadly game of succession, and how it created some of history's most powerful rulers. The Ottoman Empire began as a small frontier state under Osman I. It was a blend of nomads and refugees escaping Mongol invasions, tough, battle-hardened and hungry for land. Early on, the Ottomans adopted a raiding culture, fueled by the idea of Ghazi, or holy war against non-Muslims. This warrior spirit would shape their politics and their rise to power. But as they grew into a global empire, they needed something more sophisticated, something to justify their rule, not just with swords, but with legitimacy. And so came the divine mandate, the idea that their ruler was chosen by God. And to claim that divine right, princes had to prove themselves. How? Through a system called Unigeniture, a fancy word for survival of the fittest. All royal sons had a shot at the throne. Only one could win. And the losers, they were often executed. Yes, you heard that right. This was succession, Ottoman style. From the moment a prince was born, his life was a chess game. And the first piece on the board, his mother. In the Ottoman court, a prince's mother wasn't just a caretaker. She was a political operator. If her son became Sultan, she became the Valide Sultan, the most powerful woman in the empire. So she had a lot to gain, and that meant raising her son to win educationally, politically and strategically. Some mothers even went as far as banishing rivals, ensuring their sons got the best tutors, or manipulating court politics to stack the odds in their favor. One famous example, Mirima Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent's daughter. She was so powerful, she once offered to personally fund a 400-ship military expedition. These women weren't passive players, they were kings-makers. As teenage princes came of age, they were sent out across the empire, not as soldiers but as governors. This gave them real-life experience in administration, diplomacy and war. Each province was unique, some wealthy, some rebellious, some bordering hostile nations. One key detail? The closer the province was to Istanbul, the more influence it gave the prince. It wasn't just about power, it was about proximity. Let's take one of the most famous succession battles between Selim, Ahmed and Korkut, three sons of Sultan Bayezid II. Ahmed was the favorite, Korkut was the scholar, and Selim, he was sent to the farthest corner of the empire, Trabzon, but this exile became Selim's greatest advantage. From his base in Trabzon, Selim faced constant threats from the neighboring Safavid Empire. Instead of playing it safe, he took the fight to them, earning respect from the military and admiration from the people. While his brothers played politics, Selim played war. The Ottoman military thrived on conflict. Without wars, they couldn't earn wealth or prestige. Selim gave them what they wanted. More importantly, he cast himself as the defender of the faith, protecting Sunni Islam from the Shia Safavids. It was brilliant image-making, and it worked. While Ahmed was seen as sympathetic to the Safavids, Selim looked like a hero. Even though Selim lost an early battle to his own father, he rebounded by gaining powerful allies. The elite Janissaries and even the Khan of Crimea. With their help, he returned to the fight stronger than ever. Eventually, civil war broke out. The empire divided into factions. Nobles, soldiers, courtiers, even foreign nations all picked sides. Why? Because the winning prince would rule for decades and reward his supporters. Selim's rivals faltered. Ahmed hesitated during a rebellion. Korkut couldn't handle a military crisis. Selim? He seized the moment. With the support of his allies and the people, Selim took the throne, and then, as tradition dictated, he executed his brothers. Brutal, absolutely, but effective. It eliminated rivals who were trained, experienced, and potentially dangerous. Unlike other empires, the Ottomans never divided power. One ruler, one empire, total control. This system of succession was brutal, but it worked. It created warrior kings who had proven themselves in battle and governance before ever wearing the crown. But over time, the Ottomans moved away from this model. Princes were kept inside the palace, far from the provinces, far from power. Instead of leaders forged in fire, they became figureheads. Real power shifted to the viziers, and eventually the empire began to stagnate. While it's hard to pin the decline on one thing, the end of Unigeniture coincided with the end of the empire's golden age. The story of the Ottoman Empire is one of ambition, strategy, and ruthless efficiency. It was an empire built not just on conquest, but on competition. By forcing its heirs to earn the throne, the Ottomans created some of the most capable rulers of their time. And even today, their legacy still shapes the politics, borders, and cultures of the modern Middle East and Eastern Europe. So, the next time you hear about a sultan, remember, behind every one of them was a war worth winning. Thanks for watching Interesting Tidbits. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the overlooked stories that shaped our world.